So, Jared,
Yes.
why do all private investigators have a dramatic voiceover in their heads?
I don't know.
If your job is to follow people to the dry cleaners, you need an internal narration.
The dry cleaners. It's where all the shady stuff goes down.
Always.
Yeah.
The stakeouts, you sit in a car out front of the dry cleaners for
Yes.
overnight. I mean,
Yes.
you got to have something to entertain yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time Film, a podcast where we discuss a director's filmography from oldest to most recent, chronological order in that direction. Currently, we are in P.T. Anderson's films, getting towards the tail end of it. Today, we will be discussing Inherent Vice. So, Jared, eggs break, chocolate melts, glass shatters. And what does that mean when it applies to this podcast?
I don't know. What does it mean?
So my name is Josh, for those of you who are new here, and this is my co-host, Jared.
Josh, it's not a swastika. It's an ancient Hindu symbol meaning all is well. It brings good fortune, luck, and well-being.
Nice. That was the other one I had actually written down.
Okay. Also, it's groovy being insane, man. Where are you at?
All right. So Inherent Vice, 2014, rated R, 2 hours and 28 minutes. In 1970, drug-fueled Los Angeles private investigator Larry Doc Sportello investigates disappearance of a former girlfriend.
He's now consistently, like, almost always 2 or plus hours, like most of his movies. It's interesting.
Yeah. This was directed, obviously, by Paul Thomas Anderson, written by Paul Thomas Anderson, at least the screenplay adapted from the book by Thomas Pynchon.
Okay.
Pynchon, but I don't know. Back to Robert Elswit for cinematography. John Greenwood for the composer.
Yep.
Production costs. What is your best guess?
I don't know. I just put 30 million, but I honestly have no idea for this one.
20 million.
Okay. I wasn't that far off.
No. Nominated for Best Writing Adapted Screenplay, and also nominated for Best Achievement in Costume Design.
Yeah. Okay.
Oscars. All right, we've got a decent cast here. We got Catherine Waterston, Joaquin Phoenix, Josh Brolin, Maya Rudolph, Eric Roberts, Benicio del Toro, Owen Wilson, Reese Witherspoon, Martin Short.
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah.
Those are the people that were familiar to me. I don't know if you had any.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So had you seen this film before?
No.
Me neither. There's something weird about, I vaguely remember the movie poster for some reason.
This one I don't remember anything about.
I don't remember a trailer or anything, but like when I saw the movie poster, I was like, oh, I've seen this movie poster before. I don't know why. I mean, it's like I guess a little unusual, the design or something, but because
there's probably a couple posters, but you're talking about of Catherine Waterston and like all the people inside of her, that image of the poster, or are you talking about a different poster?
I think it's a different person. The one where it's like,
that's the one I normally
neon and it just says Inherent Vice. It has like the outline of, I think, a woman's leg or something up in or something.
Yeah, this is the one. It's her whole silhouette.
Oh, maybe it's all. Yeah, I know.
And then like there's pictures of all the other people inside.
I don't know if I saw it big enough to know that that was what it was.
Okay, yeah. That's the one I'm familiar with the most, poster wise. But I don't know if that's the main one or not.
This is the one you're thinking. Is this what you're thinking? No.
No,
Because that's
but
not
actually that is a more traditional movie poster.
Yeah, that's not the one though. That was what's on IMDb. That's not what I was thinking though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to. I don't know. But yeah, just for some reason it was
So you
like it
remembered
looked
it.
familiar to
Yeah.
me, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, I feel like, but right. Well, what was your overall thoughts on this film?
Well, I want to start with the novel. I guess it was pretty faithfully adapted if it got nominated. But I'm assuming the novel is very weird. But I guess to start, overall thoughts, like the best way I could describe it is the whole time through the film, I felt like I couldn't get a grip onto it or handle onto it the whole time. There were cool moments, but overall it was just pretty confusing to me. At least with first watch. I don't know if I watch it again, which I don't know if I would watch it again. This one I'm not as like anxious to revisit, but yeah, I found it confusing. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said I could say some similar things like I said last week with the Master. Like if I felt like if you break it down individual scenes, the performances are great.
Yeah.
You know, even very engaging, like the dialogue, everything.
Yeah.
Like, so like those things, it's like entertaining from that standpoint. But then again, this one, I would say even more so, it's just kind of disjointed and confusing and kind of like, there's another word I was like thinking of, but like just incohesive, I guess, is just because you're just kind of like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, no. That's kind of how I felt the whole time.
Yeah, because I just really didn't feel. It felt like almost like and again, I don't know if it's the book or the whatever, but it was like you know, ADD, right? Like it's like, oh, here's happening, and then something could happen, and he's just like, oh, let's just go randomly over here, and it's like randomly over here.
That's what I was wondering about the source material.
Yeah,
like I guess that's how it is.
Yeah, I would imagine. But then, like, what compels you to read a book?
I don't know
that, and then be like, oh, I can turn this into a movie that should be made.
I don't know. I mean, I guess he was successful in that aspect, though. Like,
yeah, I mean, the nomination of that means like, yeah, well adapted to the source material, I guess.
I think this one though, because the Master, even though it was also confusing, I don't know. I guess I was more engaged with the story in that one. This one, I don't know. But you're right though. There's like so many good actors in it. All good performances, and dialogue's still good, just like all the other movies. It's just,
and we'll say it kind of was nice to see. I think we talked about it last week with the Master, but the how like Joaquin Phoenix performance in that kind of alluded to what the later Joker performance. So then it feels like a cheap copy of the Joker performance to me when I was watching it. Now, obviously, it happened in the other order, like that was first before Joker. But being that that's what I'm familiar with first, and this was nice to see him doing something else.
Yes,
like which I enjoyed.
Yes.
At the performance level.
I mean, he definitely has range because he does so many other things too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Besides this.
But it's just like that one. That was another thing that kind of just like constantly there was little moments, and I was like, it just felt like a watered down version of Joker.
Yeah,
and this didn't feel like that. So it's just All right. Well, you want to get into spoilers and / talk about the story?
Yeah, I don't really have many notes.
Okay. But we get it starts out with this opening scene with
Doc.
Yeah, Doc and then Shasta.
Yep.
Showing up. And so what'd you think about this? Like,
this is his ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is my first note. Like, I think to me, I think Shasta was like the most interesting character, even though she's not in it, I guess, that much. But she obviously like starts the whole trajectory
Yeah.
of what they kind of plan on doing, or at least investigating. So I really liked her. I haven't seen her in many other things, but I liked her in this.
Yeah.
And there was depth to her. It wasn't just like, even though obviously there's certain scenes where they do play into like the 70s sexual nature of her and other people in it. But there was more to her than just that, which is good. But it's right away though. It's like, it was kind of confusing though, even when she was laying it out to him. I mean, also he was kind of confused also in the moment.
Yeah.
So
when she's trying to explain her problem and like why she's even there.
Yeah.
So do you think she was real? Was she really there?
Oh, I didn't think about that. The very ending scene of the movie seemed like a very strange, just him, like this person not actually being there. This time though, I didn't think about that, but I guess it's possible. But yeah, I guess even the other scenes with her, you could argue, maybe not. But that never crossed my mind. But that's interesting.
It was some of this thing about like towards the end.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
even when they're like running together.
Yeah. I was like, is she really there? Like, is this like, cause I mean, obviously he's like high half the time in this film or whatever, like he's like always smoking. So like,
well, he's doing other drugs too throughout it.
Yes, true.
Points too. So yeah, no, that's a very good point.
So what, like, is that what, is that what starts it all? Is like, he's got this like hallucination about her, and cause really he just misses her anyway. Like, cause it definitely plays up the fact that he's not over her, even though she's kind of moved on. Right. And so, maybe he's just making this whole thing up. I don't know. Like that starts the journey of.
That is crazy if he just like comes up with it on his own and just starts, just this
search for her.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that could very well be true.
I don't know. It's just something I thought about.
Yeah.
So then one of the like other, kind of like talking about some of it, because again, the overall plot of this is kind of, like we said, it's kind of confusing. So I'm just trying to think of like, what are some of the elements of just things. So we got the Golden Fang.
Yep.
Which it's kind of like cliche money laundering thing, right? Like it kind of feels like Chinese, whatever. I don't know. Like, but of course, again, the tone of this thing also is kind of odd. Like because it's almost trying to be humorous at some times, but then almost be like film noir the other times.
Yeah,
it's kind of in this weird, because like you have
comedy, film noir, and like drama also. Yeah, you're right.
And so not only
trying to do all that.
Yeah, kind of this weird, but because like it's kind of like the cliche, but it's also kind of goofy, just the way he kind of, because in the one time he stumbles and just finds their headquarters, like stumbles in this building. It's like, it's like, because he got the postcard. Is that what it was? They got the postcard that like was from when they were in the rain, or I don't know, something, and they had that moment in the rain, and there's like the parking lot that was empty, and then he goes back there thinking that that's a clue, and then it's like where the headquarters is, and it's just like, and I don't know, just just like odd, like weird, almost just almost like a little campy, but then it doesn't go far enough for like the whole thing to be campy.
No, but I mean it to kind of like further prove your theory about it, it kind of just seems like it's like and maybe this is more realized in the novel, but like just a drug fueled trip that he goes on.
Yeah,
Does
true.
seem like that's
True.
kind of the thing. And I don't even know if that's in the, or no, you read the synopsis. I guess that wasn't mentioned.
No, the synopsis just says drug fueled Los Angeles and the private investigator disappearance of his former girlfriend.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know. I was just thinking about the tone.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Like it could be that. Is it just a trip, drug induced trip that like, and he's just bouncing from one thing to the other because that's what his brain's just suddenly like.
Yep.
And that's kind of supposed to, because it feel like some kind of weird thing to even watch it, like because like
Yes.
things were just kind of random and disconnected and.
And I think this is one of my other only notes is, I think, and maybe this is part of the reason because you asked like what compelled PTA to do this movie, and I think it was kind of, to me, it seemed like a lot of it was just like an excuse to get just a bunch of great actors together,
to do some weird stuff.
Yeah, and just because they're all can, you can have these people all have great performances in it, and they do. So it's just, you can just throw a bunch of great actors in and just have them do, like you said, something weird or even just be in a couple scenes and that's it. I mean, a lot of it, like, I think the least, well, let's say like maybe Josh Brolin's in it more. Maybe, I guess Martin Short or Benicio del Toro.
No, they were smaller roles.
Or even Maya Rudolph is like, she's in the beginning.
Yeah.
He shows up, but I think you only see her like one other time. Yeah.
Even Reese Witherspoon doesn't have like.
She's a little more because
yeah, but she's still like a lot.
No.
Yeah, well,
and Owen Wilson's in it more. Like he's definitely in it more centered a little bit.
Yeah, but that was one of Josh Brolin, like the Bigfoot, which he's Bigfoot or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Right. So like his stuff. Just like I was like so, because it's like seemed like they were like kind of helping each other, kind of friends, but then like not, and then like I don't know. It was just like again another confusing thread line.
Yeah, well, that was unclear. There are a few moments that are the comedy was good because that reminded me when you first see Josh Brolin is that commercial and that was funny where he's was he advertising like housing but like really forcing all this hippie lingo. It was funny like that was a good
right. Well, and then later like he sets him up or something, and then he gets a bunch of the cocaine or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And but then he leaves it or a lot of it in Doc's like car. And then, so it's just like
there's even more cocaine moments than I thought about because the big one is with Martin Short.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. That there's all that as well, though. So that kind of just, and I guess that makes it a little bit more. If you go in with that to the film, like knowing that it's just like a drug fueled trip, kind of makes more sense. Maybe you can enjoy it more and just let it just go along for the ride. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. So speaking of Reese Witherspoon, like it's like her character, which is kind of funny. I mean, it's like, what is she, some kind of lawyer, but not lawyer?
Yeah, it was funny though. Like almost when you meet her, she almost comes across as like a really cliche film noir character.
Yeah,
the way they set her up. But then she's a lawyer
or something. Yeah,
I think
prosecutor or something.
Yeah. But it just her introduction, that's what it reminded me of. Just like a film noir setup.
He's like who he's, or it's just also a weird combo, right? Like they don't seem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very weird. Which, I mean, that's at least some cohesion in the movie. It's a lot of weird dynamics with characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then my only other note, which is just like one of the other parts that I think the comedy actually worked, was near the beginning when he goes to the chick Planet massage. It was just a wild scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it was complete with a whole menu of activities that you can partake in. And that was funny too. Obviously, what all she says, like in her greeting to him, was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was just funny also in the framing of it. You see in the background, like it's like set up like a menu, and you see so that was funny.
Yeah, it was. It was. And then let's see. We also got Benicio del Toro's little side bit, and
See Josh Brolin like sidekick no, he's not partner. I don't know. That was unclear too.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like at first to me, but I don't know.
There was also, so then you had also Eric Roberts, who played the Wolfman. That was Martin Short was the doctor's dentist place that like was giving everyone new veneer, like new teeth, because they're all like druggies that need new teeth. So I was like, oh, that's a interesting idea.
Probably
like,
very lucrative.
Well, I was like, you're basically, hey, I'm gonna get you hooked on these drugs, and then eventually you're gonna need new teeth, so then you have to pay me for this.
Yeah, he's just completing the whole cycle of it. Yeah,
but then it's like all the people that work there were all these like crazy, like half naked women, like doing the dental work.
Yeah,
or at least the hygienist part. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's further incentive to
it's just
bring in clientele. Yeah.
Just a bizarre place.
Oh yeah,
and it was, and also like, because it was the Golden Fang headquarters. But then like he gets up there and he's like, "Where's the Chinese?" And he's like, "It's not anything Chinese about this. We're just, like he thinks that that's what it is, and then like it's just Martin Short there.
I just wanted to use the name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bizarre combo of random things. Owen Wilson's character with he kind of like he keeps finding, he kind of like runs into him in different places, but then like the quote was that you came from with they're like in the, like, I guess like a rehab spa, like what was it,
something like that.
Yeah. And then like, they had a little like sharing circle, and the guy's got the swash.
Yes. Yeah, that was good.
But then he's the same guy later that like because then he gets the guy with all the baseball bats and him.
The guy with the baseball bat.
Yeah, because he ends up shooting.
Oh yeah.
Like, but that's the same guy, right? The swastika guy.
I think so.
Yeah. Like he's like there with it. So, it has him like tied up, and then he gets out. And, just random bizarre.
I'm trying to remember what he says, but the other moment I did like that was funny was the very end. I don't remember what he says, but what Owen Wilson says to Doc in the car right before he gets out.
Yeah.
That was good also. I wish I can remember what he says, but
I don't remember what he said either.
It was a good interaction.
So then there's like kind of like the long scene when Shasta comes back.
Yep.
That was,
if she really is there, yeah.
Yeah, if she's really there. But like she gives the long monologue, and but it's just, it was just a bizarre, like, again, like suddenly she's there, and like, I don't, like, it's just,
I mean, she comes in the same way as the very beginning of the movie. Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, again, where I was like, is this really here? Is this really happening?
Yeah. Credit to her as an actor, though. Like, pretty long monologue and scene actually, which kind of goes into cinematography, but we talk about a lot, but we love long takes around here and long shots, and they do that a lot in this, which is great.
I mean, it's getting to become a common thing for P.T. Anderson, I think, in these last several films, especially.
But not even if it's action, because like
no, just a long dialogue. Like
because a lot of Magnolia too.
But
pretty much all of the movies.
But The Master was there was a lot of that too. Yeah. And then this is also in this, like a lot of these scenes are just, that are, one, a lot of them are just heavy dialogue, and two, like even inside the heavy dialogue, a lot of them are just like long takes and not cutting between people. And, but yeah.
Which I really like that, especially when, there's a lot of cool creative things you can do with that instead of just like cutting back and forth to like people's faces for like a long conversation. Like I really like when they do, I don't know, you can move around the camera a lot, or just do the like classic really slow push in while they're doing a monologue or something like that. With like the TV pod that we're going to do, obviously the Bear does that a lot as well. So all that kind of, I really like that too when they do like that slow. Is that what it's called? Like a slow push? Yeah. It's like really slow.
Yeah, just real slow. Just, yep. And then just last note is like the ending.
Yeah.
Like not really
Oh, it ends with him too, right? Doc and Shasta, right?
Yeah. He's back where he started.
Yep.
But it's like foggy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're in the car, right? For the very last scene.
Yeah. And they don't really give you much resolution. I mean, the only resolution is like Owen Wilson's character gets back to his wife. Yes. And of course she gives that ridiculous story about how they met in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, I can't find him.
Yes.
Yeah. But like other than that, it's not really, there's not much that pays off and plot wise. So,
but again, I mean, it's kind of just goes further into, it's just like a wild trip. So just like if you were having a crazy drug induced trip, then it just, I mean, there's no like resolution. Then it just ends.
True.
You finally come down, or whatever.
So do you think Doc changed it all by the end?
This is becoming a theme now. I've noticed that you asked this with our main characters. No, it's a good question.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the classic hero's journey is, like someone changes and grows or learns something.
Yeah.
And that's what we like to see as a viewer most of the time, to feel satisfied.
For sure.
So like that's why.
But also it can be just as effective with storytelling if the main person you're following, whether you're rooting for them or not, doesn't change at all into the same person at the end of the movie as the start, is also effective if that's what you're trying to.
Well,
you know what I mean? Depending on the story.
If that's what you're trying to convey, like you don't want, but then it's like kind of a.
Like Daniel Plainview, which we just talked about, and There Will Be Blood. Yes. He's essentially the same at the end. He's just crazy, but
I would say, I don't know if he seems. I feel like he descended. It's kind of like Breaking Bad.
Right.
He went the other
wasn't
direction.
The same. Yeah.
He changed.
This is Descent into Madness.
Yeah.
That's true.
Which would be like, what's his name in Breaking Bad? Like, Mr. White.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, which is also interesting to watch.
Oh yeah.
That's not the hero's journey, but
yeah,
it's a
different archetype.
Yeah. But, well, I think, there's and for me, I think sometimes if there's the main character doesn't, but if you have some other things, there's other ways to kind of work around it to still feel like there's something that happened.
Yeah.
But like you said, like to me, like this didn't really feel like there was any, like he didn't really change, but also his situation didn't change. There's none. So you're kind of like we were talking about, like, did
Yeah.
anything really happen?
Right.
This,
Yeah.
Was this just some kind of?
Yeah. Could have all been the trip. Yeah. Yeah. He's still, like you mentioned already from the beginning, he's still hung up on Shasta. So that doesn't really change. No.
Yeah. Which I feel like was a little bit of how the Master was too, right? Like we talked about, like the main guy, just I don't remember his name now.
Freddie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like he really.
Well, he was more of like the circumstance he fell into, and was being toyed and manipulated with. Like that was a lot with him.
Yeah.
But he trying to remember. I mean, he got out of it though. So, but as far as like, character growth or development, I don't know. But this character with Joaquin Phoenix, definitely, just the same person.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole time. But I agree with you. It is good to see him
Another different role.
doing something different, which he does pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the similarities we already mentioned, but yeah.
All right. Do you want to get into cinematography? Or you got anything else on the?
No, I don't have any other notes. The only thing I have with cinematography is what I already mentioned.
Okay.
Just shouting out the long takes, which I love.
Well,
I think it always elevates the movie.
Well, I think
sure.
I mean, and he now that he's established enough, like he can get these good actors and in the scene together and just let them do their thing. I mean, like, which is probably why they always sign up to do it, because I mean the budgets are small enough and these people aren't getting paid.
No, and I think you mentioned this before about like actors, love doing, theater and plays, and this is like more
like
closer to that realm because you have to, you're not cutting a bunch. So that does seem like actors, I imagine they probably prefer that.
Wasn't it
Or it's more fun.
It might be, well, not even that. I mean, not disagreeing, just saying that I think, especially once you've established and done, and you're honing your craft, like you want things that are going to challenge you.
Yes.
In your skills and creativity. And so having these more interesting characters and having to really sit in them and become them enough that you can do a 3-minute, 5-minute scene without cuts and anything, just like be that character and with another person doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I imagine it's enticing for them to get to do, but also would be, as a young, unexperienced actor, I'd imagine it'd be intimidating. So,
yeah, definitely.
So I think it's kind of just a way for them to express themselves creatively that they don't get to do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've done other things and regularly, it's just like it's a different challenge.
Yeah.
So I had a note about just the look of this just I think it looked really good. It looked like the 70s that put the faded postcard, like just kind of this like really captured the color palette, just has this very nostalgic feel.
Definitely.
And it really helped set the tone of the period, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really felt like that. And also then, which I think also, or did do the same thing, but in a different way, the soft focus and shallow depth of field that they used a lot, also kind of matched that, a little more hazy. Like again, going back to our theory of like it being more of a maybe a trip, a dream, like not necessarily the reality all the time, and just making it not. Because I mean, also he had the monologue, but it was from like the other lady. It wasn't like him.
Yeah,
So
that was
an
the other
interesting
thing.
choice.
Yeah, to your point of like the film noir feel, we do have that.
Right, but it's not normally
It's normally the main character.
The main character's own.
Yes, that was a cool twist on it. Yeah, that was her. Yeah, Shasta.
Yeah. And then long takes, and
Nothing too crazy like
no
framing or like camera movements though.
No,
I
other than
noticed.
like not especially camera movements, if it was anything. But framing wise, I would say like there was a lot of stuff that was always not always straight, which also
Oh.
I think it was a lot of things that were just a little off. Yeah. That kind of I think also skew, which again leads to around my theory.
Yeah. It does.
which is like just he's a little off, and which makes again for as a viewer not uncomfortable, right? Like so that even the flow of the plot, there's a lot of things in this that kind of make you just kind of feel.
Well, then maybe then that was an intentional choice where I was saying like the film felt confusing, but maybe that was by design somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, very possible.
What about I was going to ask you about the lighting too. I know you. To me, it seemed like it was mostly a lot of natural light, right?
Yeah, or at least presented that way.
Yeah.
So like,
obviously, yeah,
like,
I know a lot of times you're
softer,
still lighting,
softer,
but you're making
stuff.
it look like
Feel very like no. I mean, in general, kind of more like a doc style,
yes,
right? Like documentary, like
not Doc our character.
Yeah. So, but then it did have like but it still felt like that, like almost like it was just shot with an older camera, and things like that with the color palette and the way they kind of softer focus,
too, right?
And the softer focus is not so sharp all the time, which just kind of leads to like newer, higher quality lenses and all those things that make things. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of all my notes on the cinematography. The other than like the long takes, which we already kind of talked about, so there didn't want to repeat ourselves.
That's just a good through line through all of his films. The long takes.
So what about the music and the score in this?
Great needle drops, especially because there's a lot of needle drops. Especially the opening track was awesome. But then score, when there was a score, at certain points, it just sounded like instrumental Radiohead songs, which was cool. To me.
Wonder why
that's
that
about
is.
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, we have some unused songs that
some
like,
stuff,
just throw it
unused
around.
material. We haven't.
It was just funny hearing that. It's a cool choice, and it's good for not all of Radiohead stuff, but a lot of their stuff is very at times can be what's the right word? Psychedelic to the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it though. Because I don't know, did you notice much score? I think it was a lot of just songs, needle drops for the most point, right?
Yeah.
So right now I was thinking, because we have which I know we'll get to at the very end, but I was just thinking, because we have 2 more films of his
Yeah.
besides the one coming out in September, the new one.
Yep.
I think this is probably my least favorite of his films. I don't know. What do you think?
I would agree.
Although I'm kind of higher on like Magnolia and some of these other ones.
No, but I would.
You'd rather
choose, if I had to, even though the Magnolia is another hour longer.
This was still long though. Would you say 2.5 almost?
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah. Then
So this one's at the bottom of your list, though.
Yeah, I would rewatch any of the other films before I'd watch this one. So, but speaking of theme and message, you got anything?
Not really. Just kind of seemed like there was a theme of nihilism, especially with our main character, and overall, with the nature of the film, just seemed like kind of like a hippie mentality of nothing really matters.
Okay.
Kind of got that feel through it as well.
Yeah.
That's about it that I really thought of.
Yeah. I kind of just thinking about, like, I was like, he is like someone is holding on to, or trying to hold on to something that, but everything else around him is kind of moved on.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's kind of what it felt like for him, like for our main character, like he just kind of.
So it's
like kind of stuck in something.
He's stagnant or kind of frozen in a specific place and time, but the world has moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. For sure.
All right, so let's do a little.
Yeah, I wonder if there is any trivia. I never know with trivia. Sometimes the movies you wouldn't think. There might be a lot of crazy stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Trivia. Okay.
This is also because we talked about like the big jump. Remember, it was like a 5-year gap between Punch Drunk and There Will Be Blood. Another kind of big gap between that and The Master, because There Will Be Blood was 2007, Master 2012. This is a short, only 2 years later. Though.
Yeah.
Again, this one's not as
not as ambitious of a film.
Yeah.
It says Reese Witherspoon filmed all her scenes in 4 days.
Nice. That's another thing. All these actors getting them, because all these people are, even in 2014, are still very big actors. I feel like I was probably out of necessity. I'm just like, you have me for these 4 days.
Yeah.
And get it done. That's probably how it was for a lot of them.
Yeah. It says Robert Downey Jr. was originally attached to the lead role, but
that'd be sick.
Joaquin Phoenix ended up taking the role due to P.T. Anderson deciding he wanted to work with him again. And Downey reported that Anderson thought that he was too old for the role, essentially not because of the scheduling conflicts.
No, he would have been awesome.
Mm-hmm. According to Josh Brolin, he and Joaquin Phoenix shot several versions of the progressively weird moments between their characters, which were crazier and crazier as they went along. So that way P.T. Anderson had options when editing the movie.
Nice. What all is it that he eats at the end that's so weird? That Josh Brolin does, like he puts in his mouth. What? I'm trying to remember. He also like chews up something. Oh, he puts a cigarette. Like, he eats the cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else. I don't remember, but it was funny. It's just so like out of nowhere.
Yeah, it just says P.T. Anderson's previous venture into adapting a novel, There Will Be Blood, diverted greatly from the source material. By contrast, this adaptation adheres very closely to the plot and even dialogue of the original novel.
Okay. I figured. So the novel's just weird and confusing also. it seems.
Probably. Yeah, actually not. Oh.
I wonder why he chose this one though, because that seems like then it'd be a really hard novel to adapt, you know?
Yeah.
So that's interesting, or maybe he just wanted that challenge.
Yeah.
Not much.
No.
Okay.
Not really. Not but you know, and I think we kind of really did our final thoughts is this is at the bottom of the list of, and we rewatched about any of them.
Yes.
So wouldn't really recommend it unless you're in a completist and you want to just say,
Yeah.
hey, I've seen all of his films.
Yeah. Which, I mean, even if we weren't doing this pod, I would have, gone through just because I really like this director.
Yeah.
I would have gone through and, check this out anyway.
At some point, yeah.
One of the many reasons why I love doing this pod, though, is even like
it forces you to watch things.
Forces you to watch something every, a new movie, or something you've watched before every week.
Mm-hmm.
And we've mentioned before
lots of things I would never get around to probably watching otherwise.
And we've mentioned before, obviously, there's times where you're like, oh, this movie was not good, but we've gotten a lot of decent amount of hidden gems, which is always cool when that happens.
We got to pick her. I mean, we're pretty soon we have to have another pick our next director. So if you have thoughts on that,
yes,
write in feedback@screentimepod.com. But our next movie, Phantom Thread.
I've
not seen this one either.
Me neither. I'm very excited for it though. Looks very interesting.
I don't even know. I mean, if you say it looks, I have not seen anything about this, which is okay. I don't need to know.
Well, just for these two reasons. He's reuniting with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Okay.
And it's in the 1950s, I believe.
Okay.
But
cool.
Definitely involves around seamster or seamstress, I think. And just from what I've seen, because I think I just seen like the trailer, like very classy, elegant, and seems very, I don't know. It seems very stylized to me.
Okay.
Not visually, but like the tone of it. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks interesting. But I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Well, let us know your thoughts on this film if you've seen it. Inherent Vice.
Yeah.
And you can do that by emailing us at feedback@screentimepod.com or leaving us a comment or a DM. If you like, please like and subscribe for our Apple Podcast, Spotify, or YouTube, or follow us on the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And all those are Screen Time Pod. Some variation of that.
There's just underscore.
Yeah, underscores in them sometimes. It depends on what we could grab.
Yep.
If you'd like to follow either of us on Instagram, I'm at Jay Youngbar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.